couple of weeks ago, I made this absolutely stunning video about the rise of Xbox. Well, the rise, it's just the new leadership, Asha Sharma replacing Phil Spencer, is actually amazing and surprising the entire community of gamers with all the fantastic things she's now doing and implementing with Xbox and the branding, the focus on gaming, games first, a complete throwback to what Xbox used to be and what they let go since the release of the Xbox One.
With 360, that's your message if you don't, like it?
If you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device.
But, dear friends of the show, Sony is not sitting still. PlayStation is actually maybe secretly building small things to build an ecosystem with gaming and exclusives and platforms. So the question is the console war back? And is that good for gamers? My take is yes, that is good for gamers. I come from a day and age where we have all these systems with all these games tied to these platforms, and it was fantastic because eventually studios and publishers and hardware owners and sellers need to step up to outsmart the competition. And PlayStation just announced that single-player games will not be coming to PC anymore. So the exclusives remain exclusively for PlayStation. And I actually think I absolutely think that everybody should play these games. But in terms of ecosystem and having something to choose, I think this is absolutely a great and bold move. So right now, the hottest PlayStation news is honestly a mix of massive upcoming PS5 lineups, exclusives only staying exclusive to the platform, GTA 6 marketing starting through Sony ? PS5 Pro and the AI discussion, and number 5 is PlayStation's ecosystem expanding beyond the console itself. So here are the biggest stories that we are talking about right now and what it means for the community. So the first thing is that Sony officially started the GTA 6 PS5 marketing. This is huge, reportedly sending messages to PS4 users encouraging them to upgrade to PS5 ahead of a GTA 6 launch. They already announced a state of play in 2 weeks or a week and a half from now, so speculations are that there will be some usage of that for the GTA 6 marketing start. And honestly, this actually feels like the beginning of the real GTA 6 marketing machine, peeps. I'm very much looking forward to it. The entire world is going to stand still for 72 hours at least. GTA 6 is current gen only. It's only on Xbox and PlayStation. No more PS4, no Xbox One. Sony clearly wants GTA 6 to become the reason to upgrade to a PS5. And this is going to be one of the biggest gaming events of the decade, if you will, maybe even longer. So yeah, the question is Sony going to use their platform to start GTA 6 marketing? The second one is undeniable. If we're looking at PlayStation's 2026 lineup, it looks absolutely freaking insane. It is packed, it's ridiculously stacked, and the biggest names people are talking about right now: Marvel's Wolverine, Saros, Marathon, Control Resonant, Grand Theft Auto 6 obviously, and Sony itself is heavily promoting 2026 as one of the strongest PS5 years yet. And honestly, it feels like Sony is entering a new PlayStation 5 maturity phase, if you will, because what we're seeing is exclusives like Wolverine, but staying exclusive to the platform, not going to PC. Ecosystem, they are going to expand. They're going to focus also on more handheld gaming. We see the Portal and the rise of the sales numbers in Portal. But we're also seeing the rumors popping up of a new PlayStation Vita upgrade, new edition, new handheld. And they're going all in with the premium hardware, and maybe even because the PlayStation 6 is going to be delayed some time, why not stick to the PS5 Pro with all the functions and features it's bringing, which RE9 was already displaying on how absolutely stunning that is going to look. It's finally lining up together, boys. So the third one is actually a bit of a controversy because Sony seems to push AI. Now, we already seen the backlash with Xbox.
Seeing that every company out there across almost every industry is turning to AI.
The Microsoft studios focusing on AI, but also Asher Sharma coming from an AI background. They did now opened up and their focus is going to be on meaningful, good AI usage. So whatever that's going to mean, we're going to see, but it is a very, very hot topic at this point. Sony recently talked publicly about using AI tools to unleash creativity in PlayStation studios. Well, we've seen what the unleashment of creativity means for Call of Duty and the studios using AI. Gamers are rightfully so really nervous about this. The fear is AI-generated asset, less handcrafted design, more automated content. In that video, I spoke deeply about I think that's a common wish or a shared value that handcrafted design needs to be at the core of making games. It needs to be some form of an art instead of just generated based on a prompt. There can be good usage. Debugging, for example, looking at duplicate code lines with AI or fix code problems with AI. Obviously, that's the thing you can automate a lot. But if we're looking at assets and games itself, gamers really want a handcrafted design, full stop. And the gaming community is pushing back hard against the idea that AI cloud replace artistic identity in games, and it's becoming one of the biggest topics in gaming right now. But I do believe that both Sony and Microsoft, or Sony and Xbox, are still not really opening up on what that means. Maybe they are cautious as well. They do see that AI is coming. They do see that they're going to implement it. But I also believe that they don't want to step too much on the toes of the gaming community in the spread of the usage of AI, right? So number 4, PS5 Pro is quietly becoming a monster, if you will. You know, it's heating up again, especially because games like Resident Evil Requiem are showcasing upgraded PSSR technology, and rumors continue around PSSR 2.0 improvements, and more developers are finally optimizing, especially for the Pro hardware. So that's actually a good sign, because I really do not feel the need on a short term to already spoil us with a PS5 or PS6, or a new generation of Xboxes. I think the current generation hardware is perfectly suited, especially with these upgrades like PSSR, that there is still a huge future for these systems here. So right now, PS5 Pro is actually shifting from a luxury upgrade, which I've always seen it, to actually a best way to play multi-platform games, I guess. So PS5 Pro, I'm actually thinking about upgrading one of my PS5s to a PS5 Pro, and I guess it's going to be the one in the living room, because that's where I usually play my single-player games. Number 5, PlayStation Portal is becoming more important, and I see why, because I now own one. Me and my daughter actually use this thing a lot. And really a lot. I haven't tested it yet outside of my own comfort of my own home, but it is actually a sneaky big story. With cloud streaming updates, the PlayStation Portal is actually evolving from a PlayStation 5 nice to have add-on to PlayStation handheld ecosystem device. And this matters because we do see an increase in cloud gaming. We see an increase in handheld gaming, which is exploding at this point. And Sony clearly sees the value in portable gaming again. So they're actually perfectly positioned content-wise for this trend, but I do believe that the time is there to add a full-blown ROG PS5 LIX type of gaming platform. That's not what we need, but really a true handheld experience where you can just install your games and actually treat it as a PS5 on the go. That should be doable. And finally, what we're seeing is that PlayStation Plus is getting aggressive again, right? Sony has recently refreshed the entire PS Plus lineups and clearly trying to strengthen the Surface, and people are talking about a lot about the value, the cloud gaming, how it fits in the ecosystem, premium tier usefulness, and competition with Game Pass. And actually, the games that are being released in the Premier tier as well, it's actually quite good. It's actually quite good, and especially when you would have a handheld, you can play that games that you would not play a lot either on your big screen or behind your monitor or anything else. But they're actually getting aggressive again with PS Plus, and I like it. So the question is my honest take. The biggest overall PlayStation story right now is that it includes PlayStation 5 Pro, it is about cloud gaming, it is about Portal and AI discussions, premium exclusives, and GTA 6 momentum that I'm seeing across the board. I'm also seeing a lot of rumors talking about a handheld that is coming. So I think if you're looking at the entire package, we actually see a console war at the beginning right now. You see both PlayStation and Xbox retreating in their own communities and saying, listen, we need a platform, we need an ecosystem, and we need people to tie into that environment. And what do you need for that? Those are exclusives, things that make your environment unique. And I think Sony has a lot of great cards in hands with great studios that are already making great games like Horizon, God of War, the Marvel, the Spider-Mans, Wolverine that is coming up. So there's a lot going on. The Last of Us, there's a lot going on there. So I think they're actually setting themselves up for a future war, and I really, really like it. Especially interest in your take on this. You know, do you see a console war coming again? What do you think about the changes in Xbox? What do you think about what I just read out here in my notes for you guys? What has been my take on the last few months with PlayStation, and do we see a console war coming? If you're new here, drop a like, subscribe, hit those notifications buttons, and we'll be right back after these messages. See you on the battlefield. Bye-bye.